Okay, today I'm going to do another video, and I've been doing a few today. I don't plan on doing this many. I'm actually just trying to figure out a new tool. Um, Looks like TradingView, which many of us use, also has the ability to publish, but I didn't realize it has the ability to publish both video, audio, and record what I'm working on while I do it. So that being said, we're going to give it a whirl. I'm going to try to keep it short. And today I'd like to talk a little bit about the tick symbol. So let's jump into that. Let's see. Might have to jump around a little bit. Tick 5 minutes. Here we go. Okay, so here's tick 5 minutes. What that is the cumulative amount of purchases and sells on the New York Stock Exchange. Is what tick. You'll hear us often call it a BIC or a SIC. BIC being with the B for buy tick, S being with the S is sell tick. So when buy orders roll through, what you'll see is a bunch of BICs that, or at least you'll hear me call them that. When a lot of sell orders go through, you'll hear us call them SICs because they're selling of ticks. So SICs and BICs. BICs up, SICs down. Generally, they show institutional movement. And I also set up alerts to hear when large ticks happen, BICs and SICs, and then a little bit I like to look at what the result is. Usually I'm watching the SPY. It's just the indicator I tend to watch. We'll get into that in another video where I actually show it happen and why. It's generally to push over or below a line of resistance or support. It's not to make the market go nuts or anything. It's banging on support, and finally some big institutional big dollar person decides to spend all their clients' money and goes, I popped it over it, and then it tends to rise up to the next level of resistance, right? So making money on other people's money. Guess that's the name of the game, right? Anyway, that being said, let's take a look at what we got here. Right now in front of us, what we have is the tick symbol in a 5-minute increment. You can see by the shaded lines, those are after hours. So what we're focusing on is this is Friday. Now, one thing I'd like to note is that I've set alerts here at plus 1,000 and negative 1,000. Do we have 1,001 here? We need to fix one. So when I double click, let me start over. You'll see I have actually, this is alert buy program. That means buys are selling through. If I double click on that, yeah, it's value of 1,000 every time that it crosses up above it. That's why I set the alert up. Expiration, you got to keep an eye on that unless you buy the next version up. I'm already three versions up in TradingView. So I think the very top, you can actually click this open-ended. See if I click it now, it says, oh, yeah, none of these work unless you buy the newest one. Well, the TradingView is not a cheap product. I'll give you a little hint. If you wait till 10 days before yours expires, they give you 40% off. So maybe I'll wait till then and then I'll buy the premium. But until then, I'm just going to keep renewing the alerts. So back to the alerts. I like to have it notify on app. That means if you're watching, a little something will pop up, a window will pop up, show pop up. Maybe notify on app is a beep too. It does make a beep. I used to have send email, but then it kind of pollutes all my emails, so I turned that off. Play sound then once, so if you're working on something else, mine was beep. I've heard other people set it up to other, you can whatever you want. I actually kind of like this one. And you can actually also send SMS. I think I got that working once. I don't know. Let me see. Yeah, I guess you can. I wasn't sure if that was another advanced feature, but I think I did set that up once. But again, it started to pollute me too much. So I'd rather have it the way this is, which on my mobile devices that I have, like my cell phone and my tablet, when I get alerts on ticks above 1,000 and below 1,000, I actually get a little, on top of the phone where it says it's a little alert. So it's not really an SMS or an email, it's a phone alert. And I like those because they're easy just to erase, right? So that's kind of where I left it. I did name it a buy program because that's really what I think they are. They're institutional buy programs because guys like me can't spend enough money to push something over a resistance line. Or on the other hand, move it below a support line. So I believe these are buy and sell programs. Since right now, this one we're talking about crossing up 1,000, that's a buy program. And then for message, just simple tick crossing over 1,000. So that is how I've come up with that alert. If you look at the lower one, sell program, sell program in the message ticking down below 1,000 every time. Oh, you don't want to do just once. I did that with Tesla, and then it didn't remind me later to sell it. Anyway, so you want it every time. Can't do open-ended unless you buy the real expensive stuff. So you might, if you start noticing you don't get alerts, or if you just like me, you just check every week, you can go in and renew the alert to run for a couple weeks. Value below 1,000. Again, we're using the ticker when it crosses below, and here's that 1,000. So that's how the alerts are set up. You can see by the little thin lines. I do have on another graph where it's a little fancier, and I put some text. This is buy programs, selling, rolling, sell programs, rolling, etc., etc. Hold on, I gotta shut my door because my cat is annoying the hell out of me, which is nothing new. And I love my cat. No, don't get me wrong, but when he hears anybody talking, he thinks he needs to be a part of the conversation, I guess. So, anyway. So what I'd like to do in this example really quick is actually back this up. I'm going to try doing a replay. When you do a replay, it pops up with this. You can actually back the candles up and play them over, which is pretty neat. I have the speed too fast, so I'll slow the speed down. You want this blue, so you pick which candle. Let's pick one that was AH the day before, okay? And let's see if we can just let it move. So let's see. I'm curious to see if the alerts actually go off in a replay. So, but here's how it goes. See, that would have triggered an alert, because again we're looking at above 1,000. So obviously on these replays maybe I can't get the alert to pop, but you can also see on the low end. But we're quickly going through the day of buying and selling at the New York Stock Exchange, and you can also see the way that's trending, which is often useful as well. Don't worry, we don't have to take forever. Here's the end of the day, so we'll speed it up a little bit even. Look at that baby go down. Again, really these thousands are where we might care the most about, right? I should have just, maybe I can still do it. Oh, whoops. Dang it. Okay. Well, sorry about that. I hit Alt-H, and I thought that would draw in the horizontal line, and it opened a history window. So, nope. But you got the point. I'm not going to run it back through again. You saw how it rolled the tickers. Maybe now I can put that in. Alt-H. Oh, maybe I did a Control-H. Alt-H, and then what I like to do is, like, I'll label them. Do red. Sell programs rolling. And I'll say okay. Now the part I'm doing right now is just aesthetic. So don't worry about the alert part. I'll show you. Well, I showed you that already, how to set the alert up. You don't need these lines. This is really just for me. By programs rolling. And I said, okay. So what happens is anytime you cross these lines, which is where I have my alerts also set up, they're just kind of less visible. Here, let's get these to make they look the same. I'm really hurting here. I know somebody on our group also mentioned they were an English teacher, which is ironic because both my mom and stepmom were. And it was my worst subject. I was always a math and science guy. Bottom, we'll put that on the top. Switch that to red so it matches. And so there you go. Let's get it bold. Get it up to 16. So now you can see how I set this up. Again, we will run one more really fast replay. We'll just max the speed out. And the way to do that then is we'll start even a little bit the day before, and then we'll hit play. So you'll see when they go over those lines I drew in, boom, right there at the end. So we didn't have a ton of them in my example, but you can see where they happen often in the day, beginning day, end of the day. I guess if you were to look back in history, you'll see some that, of course, I won't be able to find an example. Like here's a decent one where during the middle of the day, this must have been bumping up against some resistance somewhere. Or support, and they wanted to either get it off of support or push it through. So that is the quick and dirty on how you do a spick and Vic, right? Okay. Thanks for taking the time to watch. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, tell Mike you like it. Okay, bye.